Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we have, this is our 2020 Halloween special, and today we talk about the Murder Castle. Yeah, I found my, if you are a regular viewer, I found my sound machine. I was going through some old stuff, found it. So if you don't know what this is, it's a little sound machine that I got like years ago, and when I first started my YouTube channel, I'm like, hey, this would be good with sound effects for my channel, so that's what I did. And I'll open every one of my videos with this. Every video. Oh, found it. Works just fine, surprisingly. So yeah. So today we were talking about the Murder Castle. I know, scary stuff. And so yeah. And so this is a 2020 Halloween special. And so this story starts out with a dude named H.H. Holmes. You see at the bottom left corner it says Holmes Castle. So yeah. So now this is H.H. Holmes. Better known, also known as, his by name was Herman Mudgett. He was born in New Hampshire around 1861. Not many people know when he was actually born. A lot of people think he was born around that date. But he was born in 1861 in New Hampshire to a pretty wealthy family. He at a very young age, he showed signs that he was a pretty smart guy. And he was always interested in being a doctor. So he would go capture some like animals and actually do surgery on them. So yeah, I don't know why the parents intervened there, but yeah. So then soon after, he committed his first murder, around like either between 9 and 11. He pushed her cousin into a lake where she drowned. Most likely, I can see how he got away with that. They must think it was an accident of some sort. But then some accounts also say that he killed one of his friends too. So yeah. So after college, he went to the University of Michigan. Yeah. I'm a Cornhusker fan for life. Okay. Yeah, Cornhusker fan for life. Okay. So there, he was a pretty okay student. He, he was okay. He graduated. And in 1886, scurried on over to Chicago. In Chicago, he started a pharmacy and changed his name to H.H. Holmes, which we all know today. So there, soon after he got there, he started doing what he did best. That was killing people. So he started killing people, and he stole their money and some stuff of theirs. And then soon after, he got enough money to build his own house, known as the Murder Castle. So as he built the Murder Castle, he hired all the workers himself, and he came up with the plans and everything. So while building it, he would kick workers off if they just did one minor thing wrong, and stuff like that. And he did that because he didn't want any of the workers getting skeptical, saying like, why are we building a trapdoor? Why are we building secret staircases? Stuff like that. And it's just, yeah, stuff like that. He didn't want the workers to kind of figure out that he was a serial killer. He murdered people for a living, or as a hobby. So, yeah. So then, he soon opened, it was his house. He soon opened his house, and the house was filled with trapdoors, hidden staircases, soundproof rooms, like a cremation thing in the basement. It also had the doors could lock from the outside. Could lock the inside, but as well as the outside. and every room had a gas had a thing that gas could come out and basically knock out the guy inside. So yeah, and it was a pleasant place. As you can see from this photo, like you just tell the third floor, second, I don't know. The top floor, you can tell all the way left. There's that girl in the room, kind of screaming her head off because she just probably got locked in the room by H.H. Holmes. And then you can actually see Holmes on a little staircase. See the guy, the little hat. That is H.H. Holmes. He always wore like was a bullet hat. But yeah, so he probably gassed that guy. And so you also see this guy being hanged down there. And in the basement, it's probably the most gruesome part. And there's also a body in that vault up there. Second floor, there's a box all the way to the left, just below the girl in that room. Has some blood and a pipe in a box. Most likely, there's a guy that he suffocated in there. And then downstairs, it's probably the most gruesome part of the whole thing. Yeah. So I'll get to kind of what he did to people later. So around this time happened, it was actually a pretty good time of celebration in the city of Chicago, because it was the World's Fair. It's 1893 World's Fair, and it was there to honor the 400th anniversary of Columbus coming over to the Americas. And yeah, it was a really big thing. Hundreds of people came, stuff like that. And it's probably one of the more famous World's Fairs. And so a lot of stuff was unveiled here, like I forgot the name, but it was it made headlines recently, as of like June of 2020, because that's how early I'm filming this, that the getting rid of the name and it was a pancake mix. They're getting rid of the name and the character because of the because of the riots going on. And then also a gum that we all know and love today called Juicy Fruit, a beer that a lot of people drink called Blue Ribbon, and a thing a lot of people like to snack on at baseball games, Cracker Jacks, was all unveiled at the 1893 World's Fair. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Well, back at the murder castle, he kind of realized that, hey, I can make this into a hotel. And that's exactly what he did. He made it into a hotel. At first, it was only for women. Then he kind of opened it for everyone. And so basically, he would actually greet you at the desk, lead you to your room, and then later that night would gas you, bring you downstairs into the basement, and you wake up being cut open by him. Nice. And then and we kind of get to what he did after he killed you. So just imagine you walk into this hotel. This nice friendly guy with a mustache smiles, says hi, takes you up to your room. Only when you go to bed, he turns the gas on, you knock out, you wake up, and he's there smiling, but this time with a knife in his hand, about to cut you open and cut an arm off or something. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't that good of a man. Yeah. So yeah. And he also did a lot to other people, like I said, kind of wait until they suffocated in rooms, suffocated in boxes, hanged them. Yeah, he was a complete maniac. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's what all kind of went on in Murder Castle. So, also all the workers, had, he would actually, get girlfriends and stuff, kind of take control of their life, and then would kill them and steal all the money. And then also all the workers at the place needed to get a always carry a life insurance policy on them, and he had to be the beneficiary. So when he went to go kill them, he got the money. Oh, okay, I had a whole slide on that. So what happened to all the bodies that he killed? Well, they're actually donated to a local medical schools and stuff that people can learn. But so in late 1893, he was put in jail, and so he's put in jail for insurance fraud after he burned down his house, and he quickly got out, but soon he met a guy whose name is Ben Pizzell, and after he met him, they kind of hatched a plan to go across the whole country. So they kind of deal. So they left Chicago, and they went to a whole bunch of different places like Missouri, Texas, Colorado, and even as far as Pennsylvania and New York. And along the way, pretty much ripping people off, killing people. He actually got married. Holmes got married, and yeah. But in St. Louis, he got caught and was put in prison. And while in prison, he met a dude whose name is oh my gosh, go me! I've got the name. Yeah, I remember it. Marion Hedgepeth, who was a criminal who actually kind of joined Ben and Holmes' kind of insurance spree. So also at this time, Ben went to Philadelphia, and in Philadelphia, he basically he lived there with his he went and lived there and made a patent office, but he started a patent office where he pretty much swindled money and pretty much ripped a whole bunch of people off, kind of thing. And yeah. So Holmes got released from jail and went and actually killed Ben. And yeah, so after he killed Ben, he went to his wife, now widow, and says Ben is in hiding, he does something illegal, he wants to see the kids. Well, the wife was actually really sick, and so he took 3 out of the 5 kids they had with them. And so along the way, he picked them off one by one. It was $2 on the son. The son was found in a chimney. They think it was him because there was bones, his clothes, and his toy. And the other two kids were eventually found. So by this time, an insurance company got pretty weird. Like, what's this guy doing? He's costing us a bunch of money. So he hired a private investigator to go out and find him. And that's what they did. So they found they actually caught on his trail pretty quick and tracked him down to Boston, Massachusetts. They had there and led the police and threw him in prison for actually insurance fraud. Not all the murders that he just committed, it was for insurance fraud. He threw him in prison. But soon after, police discovered that he killed Ben Pizzell. But at first, be like, hey, this could be anyone kind of thing. So they got word to the widow, they got word to Ben's wife, who sent one of her daughters over, and they just showed her the teeth or the jaw, and she's like, yeah, that's him. And pretty much sealed the deal for Holmes that he is dead. So Holmes was convicted of first-degree murder and insurance fraud, and was also sentenced to be executed. And so then he was hanged in, if I remember, Philadelphia, where afterwards he was buried in an unmarked grave, and in his coffin dumped a whole bunch of cement in his coffin because he can just never get out. So, was Holmes dead? Most people think so, but there's some people who don't think he actually did die that day. Some people say right before he died, he used some of the last remaining money he had left, bribed some police officers, and instead threw another guy in, and they actually hanged another guy instead of him. because a lot of people say this because soon after he died, about a couple months after he died, these started to happen. The Jack the Ripper murders started to happen, and most people, well, some people think it is H.H. Holmes. But I can see what they're saying. Like as I said, it took a couple months. Well, I said it's a couple months after H.H. Holmes died. So I can see what they're getting at. I can see that, it takes a while to get over. He gets over to London, settles down, and that'll be a couple months. And then he starts murdering people. But the thing is, there's only there's only 5 murders. And so if it's H.H. Holmes, he would have gone spree. That is my opinion. I don't know. So what happened to his famous murder castle? Well, after this got out, the castle was gutted by fire after 2 people walked into it. And I think it was still a hotel at the time, too. I don't really know what came of it after he left Chicago. It might still been a hotel. Or just an abandoned building. I never really knew what happened. But, well, the bottom level was like shops and stuff. The top level was the hotel and all. That's where all this stuff happened. So, yeah. So it was gutted by fire, and then so it was rebuilt and stuff. And it continued to be in service up until the late 1930s, where, well, you can tell because look at that picture, like at the house on the building to the right, there is a car right there. So that is a car. So that's the building in the 1930s, and this is right before it got torn down. Because I'm assuming because it says moved, and some signs say like moved and things like that. So, the building was torn down in 1938. The building was roughly about 60 years old when it was torn down. So, yeah. So the building was roughly about, not 60, about 40 years old. Yeah. So it's about 40 years old when it got torn down. And a lot of buildings like these, it was very common at the time to tear down old buildings. So that's why there's not many buildings from the 1880s left, because it was very common at the time to tear down old buildings to build new buildings. And that soon stopped after protests and stuff to keep the buildings and things. So yeah, only a few survived that, and there's even fewer in the South due to the Civil War. So, yeah, kind of went off on a little range. So as I said, it was torn down, and a post office was built. And the post office is actually the basement. The post office itself is actually one of the most haunted. Is actually going to be one of the most haunted places in the city of Chicago. So yeah, because people who go in the basement, I guess, just there's cold spots, there's voices, people, screams, people feel cold, feel scared, being watched, a whole bunch of stuff. But so I also have to leave out. Actually, I'll say it later. So the story of Holmes does not end there. In 2003, the book came out called "Devil in a White City." That is. Well, in coronavirus times, it's actually a very popular book. My mom just read it and actually gave me an idea. Hey, I totally forgot about the Murder Castle. I should make a video on the Murder Castle. And so that gave me an idea to make this video. And a whole bunch of people reading it now. And also the Murder Castle itself, about a year or 2 ago, was actually an episode of the TV show Timeless. It's a good TV show. I liked it a lot. But it does not end there. In 2017, due to the fact the family was tired of hearing, due to the fact that the family is just tired of hearing that Holmes could be Jack the Ripper, the family dug up his body, did a test, and found out the dude in the coffin is H.H. Holmes. Yeah, he's been dead the whole time. But some people think it's Jack the Ripper was H.H. Holmes. I don't think so. So the aftermath was the police did not actually go into that building, but never went into the building. But they went into the building after Holmes died, and found a whole bunch of rotting bodies, bones, blood stains, and a lot of gruesome stuff. And so Holmes only confessed to 27 of the murders. Well, 27 murders. But actually, most historians think he committed at the least 5 murders, but at the most over 200. Personally, I would say it's in the 100 to 175 range, and yeah. So yeah. But honestly, the big thing for me is like I don't get how no one found out sooner, because like they say about 200 people died, like 200 people disappearing from going to the fair, and like they have family, friends, just didn't realize like why have they come back yet? I don't know why they never really thought of it, but yeah. But H.H. Holmes is now in the history books for being the first America's first serial killer. So if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any other comments, questions, complaints, answers to the questions being asked, like good job, great vid, put it in the comments below. I respond to every comment. And also, I kind of want to know what is your thoughts on the murder castle? Like, what do you think? How many people? How many people do you think died in died because of Holmes, or do you think H.H. Holmes is Jack the Ripper? Well, just put it in the comments below. I kind of like to know your feedback on stuff too. So please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.